Hola, welcome to Bobby's podcast. I think I got a little bit of my voice back. I've been taking Dayquil. I went to the gym. I drank one of those Starbucks medicine ball things. It's basically just tea with honey and herbal tea. Anyway, I think I'm okay as long as I don't go up into the Irish. See what happens. It's okay. This is how Bobby's podcast is going to be today. Jelly Roll. I love Jelly Roll. I think he's a very talented musician, but I just love his name. And I love the fact that it just came from the fact that as a kid, he loved Jelly Rolls. So he's actually on this weight loss journey, which I totally support. Body positivity. Jelly Roll had some great advice if you're struggling to exercise. He said, you'll have days that you aren't feeling it at all. But those days are the most gratifying. If you're making this big life change, it's going to hurt. And you know what? Jelly Roll is right. And I want to add this. I've been reading Mel Robbins' book, The Let Them Theory. And at the beginning of the book, she talks about the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 principle, meaning like the NASA countdown when they do the rocket launch, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. You just get into action, you just do it. So maybe that's a good step. This is cool. Blast from the Past, Green Day, still high profile in touring, is producing a coming-of-age comedy inspired by their own memories of touring in a van, which is a lot of how bands started back in the 90s. They would just go from city to city. It's called New Year's Rev, and it follows 3 friends who mistakenly think they're opening for Green Day. I hope there's a happy ending, because that would be really crappy of Green Day to not let them perform. This is pretty cool. I haven't heard from her in a while, but I always loved her. Cameron Diaz. She says she's loving all the new protections that women have on set since the Me Too movement was happening. She says, quote, the level of security, of safety you feel as a woman now on set is something like I've never felt before in this film. So, you know what? I'm just going to tout the horn. I think equality for all. Everybody should be allowed to feel safe where they work, and I think communication's a big part of that. So kudos to her. Ooh, plastic surgeons are spilling the tea on Tom Cruise's intro Super Bowl look. I don't know if you saw that. I totally missed it. But plastic surgeons looked at his face and they think that Tom Cruise has had cheek filler, Botox, and laser skin resurfacing, but they don't believe that he went under the knife, which is kind of kudos to him because he's aging well. I think he's leaning into it, but I think he takes care of himself. He works out. I think his nutrition's a big part of it. And the stunts that he still does for Mission Impossible are insane. Only Tom Cruise can do that, so kudos to him as well. I don't know if you heard this, but Philly fans trashed the city after the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes apologized for letting the Chiefs Nation down, and Kendrick Lamar's streams skyrocketed to the top of the charts after his halftime performance. He's all over the place. And I'll leave you with this one. Speaking of that Kendrick Lamar trip, Not Like Us jumped 430% on streaming platforms following a Super Bowl performance. But even though while Drake was getting roasted in New Orleans by Kendrick Lamar on the Super Bowl halftime stage, he was actually thousands of miles away in Melbourne, Australia, where he gave $45,000 to fans. If I've ever wanted to be at a Drake concert, it's then. I need that 45 grand. As always, catch me wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts. I'm on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and you can always follow on the socials at Bobby's Podcast on all the socials, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. Thank you once again. If I look a little bit dressed up, I want to let you know a little at something, but I can't say right now. But I've got an interview for something, so hopefully I look the part. And it's not Clark Kent.